Soon he was joining the discussion, proposing new ideas, and eventually they came to follow his lead. Just like that. Just like that. So he just applied himself, and soon he was leading the other departments. That's the kind of genius that that's the kind of genius that Dr. David Asher was. Maybe they weren't paying him enough. The company profited the most, of course, but the entire industry benefited from his vision and leadership. His loss will be felt for years. Sarah. So this android, Sarah. Even Dawes couldn't find any real details on where it came from. It's not in any of our systems? I'm afraid not. Did David ever talk to you or anyone else at the company about a pet project? Pet? No, he never gave me any indication like that. And if he didn't talk to me about it, I seriously doubt he confided in anyone else at the company. David didn't trust anyone higher on the chain than himself and anyone below him. Frankly, they couldn't possibly hope to give him advice. He never mentioned me? No, never. Androids don't come cheap. You never heard about him requisitioning parts or resources? There were never any discrepancies with his company credit card? The company's accountants are mirthless, even by industry standards. They wouldn't humor anybody. Not even David Asher. If they had ever detected financial discrepancies, there would have been an uproar loud enough that you could hear it in the mailroom. You have a mailroom? Not since the 30s. Just a figure of speech. He couldn't have taken resources from the company without leaving a record. But no one would deny David Asher information. I bet, Sam. I've got a heater, but it's too far away for me to really get its full benefits other than a heated room. He wouldn't have been able to obtain all the necessary data to build his own android. Then, with enough time and money, he could privately purchase the raw materials himself. I don't understand it. It must have taken him years to build Sarah. He wasn't doing anything illegal, except the hacking stuff. So why keep it secret? I don't know. But he was private and a perfectionist. Perhaps he simply wasn't proud of his results. Could be. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I'm sure this has been a difficult day for you. Difficult day for all of us. A message from Fran? Running out of leads to chase. This brat better have some good news. Are you really going to take this to court? That's my plan. The circumstances may be irregular, but I'm still defending a client from a criminal charge. It's my responsibility to argue that he's not guilty of what he's been accused of. And is that what you believe? That he didn't commit suicide? I guess I haven't decided what I believe. (4:21 p.m., July 1st, 2086). In transit. Would you kindly slow the hell down? I'm sorry, Adonai. Was I walking too quickly for you? That wasn't walking. That was speed walking. Up 2 flights of stairs. It's very different. Speed walking? Sounds like a powerful technique. Is it like the Zinjiao? Just let me catch my breath for a minute. Adonai, is it possible that you are out of shape? No. But since we left the cab, your heart rate is... I'm not wearing the right clothes. Or the right shoes. Is that so? Yes. Shit. Yes. Also, I didn't stretch or hydrate. And the sun's reaching its zenith. That would have been several hours ago. Do you mean the air temp? You said it would be a short walk from street level, so I prepared myself mentally for a short walk. Then you took off like a rocket, and you didn't mention we'd have to go upstairs. Are you sure this place is even back here? My reviews online were quite clear. It's worth the trouble finding it. Maybe if you're a mountain climber. When I sent Fran hunting for a musician in David's circles, I expected them to bring me to someone from the city orchestra or a jazz club. Same, Sam. I'm definitely out of shape. I'm a smoker. I'm as out of shape as you get. I can't run for anything. Fuck running. But Sam, you're taking effort to mitigate that. You've been going to the gym, and that's putting in the work. The champagne flute and teacup kind of musician. Yes, we did do that, Sam. That was the fastest I had ran without shoes in a long time. That was ridiculous. And I hope you know that I'm still getting upgrades to that ticket. Awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. But this is the tequila and neon part of town. Should be in view if we turn. Adonai, be careful. Of what? It's a stray, and it's bearing its fangs too. It could be carrying diseases. You should relax. Adonai, it's growling. It's not growling at me. See? So it's just me that it doesn't like. Too much static. How'd you get it to calm down? It's an animal, not a monster. It wants to be calm. Do you like animals? What kind of cold-blooded freak doesn't like animals? Do you have a pet? No, never have. Why not? Because I don't want to take care of a pet. That seems counterintuitive to me. Well, it makes perfect sense to me, and I don't need it to make sense to you. But you notice you're only this talkative when it's just the two of us? Just an observation. You shy or something? Did David program you to have android anxiety? Generally only appropriate to respond to comments that are addressed to oneself. today, I have rarely been addressed directly by people other than you. Salem, baby, I see you. You're in view. You're as close as you can get to my face. I love you too. I mean, because I haven't paid the ticket, Sam, I mean that, like, it's still, they keep, like, it's like $10 every extra month. In other words, you're shy. That is not what I... Can I try petting it? There's no law against it. What, Sam? No way. I don't even know how much it's gotten up to at this point. Don't even, like, no. Don't even worry your head about it. I'll get it when I get it, you know? This is the establishment. Now to see if Isaac Porter is as habitual as Fran claims. You think Father was close with this man? This man whom you've never met? I think he was close with him, yeah. I appreciate it, Sam, but it's not your problem. It's definitely my problem, you know? Like, don't even fret about it. It's gonna be just a nice bill that I'll have to deal with when I officially get, like, some actual money. Don't you worry about it, okay, Sam? Thank you, though. That means the world. It is. It's bullshit. The entire scenario was bullshit. I know that it's not y'all's fault in the slightest, and it's just really bad luck. Just really bad luck. But it's okay, Sam. It's okay. At some point. I had some help making that deduction. Fran saw that their metadata showed a significant cooling of interaction between the two of them, particularly over the past month. My friend also saw a phone call between the two last night. So they were close. Do you think they were sleeping together? That is completely inappropriate for me or anyone to speculate about. Sam, I love you to pieces, and you know I appreciate that offer so much, but, like, do not even fret about it. I don't know how much it's gotten up to, and I would be uncomfortable asking that amount of money from y'all. Like, seriously, it's really no big deal. I will get it when I get it. It's purely my bad luck that got me, and it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I boogies from Salem. She was bad. She does that a lot. She's like, don't vape. Don't vape. She's like, fucking stop vaping. Pet me instead. Pet me instead of vaping. You will get the same amount of nicotine if you pet me instead of vaping. Did you know that, human? Cats give off nicotine. That's why we're so cute and addictive, because we give off nicotine through our pores. She's being a real sweetheart. She's being a real sweetheart right now. I love her to pieces. Anyway, back to the game. Inappropriate? Adonai, it's only... I'm getting a very important text message from my private investigator. Excuse me. Did you catch the killer yet? No. What the hell? I sent you his POS. I'm at his POS. I haven't spoken to Porter yet. Anyway, there's no reason to suspect him right now. Lame. Surprised you're invested all of a sudden. Isn't David Asher a corporate sellout in your eyes? Everyone's a corporate sellout. But Asher gets respect. If I'm a demolitions expert, he's like a really good architect. That's almost sweet, I think. Asher started out working in Cube. So in the architect analogy, by today's standards, he's like, I don't know. As a kid, he built all his bricks by hand. Or something. You know, that lit homework can help you with forming analogies. Eat this analogy. Did that come through or did the characters break? It's supposed to be a guy giving you the finger. I take it Cube is a programming language. What's special about it? Pretty much anything coded in the last 20 years is web-based. You code with the assumption that you'll always be connected. So you can depend on having fat libraries of references to lean on. And if something does go wrong, your errors get reported to you automatically. But not Cube. You can look it up. But basically Cube was originally for robotics and like machinery. Stuff that had to operate in mines, under the ocean, middle of nowhere fields with zero signal service. So Cube had to be self-sufficient. How rugged. Where did Asher learn Cube anyway? It's older than dirt. From like the 40s. I don't know. I think his father had a machine shop or something. Vague. Yeah, well, David didn't like to talk about his family. And I never asked. What did your private investigator have to say, Adonai? Not telling. Morgan, do you have to be rude to Sarah? Sarah just wants to know. This club is quite small. How do you expect me to bookie in such small locations? That one over there. He matches the photo Fran sent. Should I approach now or look around some more? Look around some more. The stage for talent. Your hair looks small. It did look small. His hair looked very small. But I think that was just because his like sprite was very small in that like frame. Salem, can you get comfy, baby? Oh, baby. Oh, you're so sweet. You're such a sweetheart. Your breath smells like shit. Stage for the talent. Pretty close to the floor. Guess it fits in with the whole round table aspect of this place. Everyone's on more or less equal footing, dancing in the dark once you get past the bouncer. Do you think they might have met here? David and Porter? I can't see David walking in here. Because you found the walk so challenging? Because it's too loud to relax. And not dark enough to be anonymous. I see. What's that face? You got an opinion to share? The atmosphere's not bad in here, but the music isn't quite... I'll find you a survey to fill out before we leave. What kind of music does an android even like? Early 20th century punk rock. Is that just you, or does that go for all androids? I haven't met all androids. I can't speak for them. Wonder what they'd say. If they're smart, they'd say that the music peaked with early 21st century punk rock. Debate settled. A bar stocked full of colorful selections and busy bartenders. Hope this isn't the kind of club you can order food in. Only time bar food is any good is when you're drunk enough to forget the taste and the gap between chewing and swallowing. So you can, like, eat things? Yes, I can. What, like Android food? There is no such product. So what do androids eat? Online user guides for Noble's warm models clarify that they don't eat anything in the traditional sense. They get their energy from electrical charging, usually wireless. Whatever they need to eat, it's to replenish specific vitamins and electrolytes. Sounds a lot like what mod users go through with their sports drinks and energy bars. And charger separation anxiety. According to the net, warm androids can ingest nutrient-rich processed carbohydrate pellets if they need to forego electrical charging long term. Processed pellets? You mean like kibble? Like dog food? No, it is not like dog food at all. Can you buy it from the pet store? It seems that you can. How is this something you have to look up anyway? Because I've always just eaten whatever father gave me. Like what? Marbled beef. Never hydroponic avocados. Foie gras. Androids eat pee. Gross, Sam. Gross. I don't think this model does that. That sort of thing. I am not paying for any of that. You know, Sam, no, I'm not sure. I don't know it. What kind of reading material gets left out in a club? A tabloid interview? You've heard her name? Exclusive sit down with luxury. You've heard her name on everyone's lips. You've seen her face in magazines and commercials, and then double check to make sure the photos weren't labeled as edited. Now get all your burning questions about her answered here in our exclusive interview with the mysterious young woman who's being called, in perhaps the only truly unanimous vote that's the net's ever seen, the most beautiful woman in the world. Why the name? People think it's an ego thing, but it was just a random username I picked back when I was grassroots. Then it was a pseudonym to give me a little shade from all the attention. Now it's a brand and I can't change it without setting the stock market into a spin, so... Haha, get owned, liberal. No reason to apologize, Sam. You're fine. You're certainly influential. After partnering with you, NT saw a 3,000% increase in share price. Yay! I'm happy for them, of course, but to be honest, it's a pain at times like this. She gestures towards clothes. Plain white t-shirt and gym shorts with no branding visible. On anything else, it might seem sloppy or even unflattering. On her, it only makes her natural beauty stand out that much more. Who are you wearing, by the way? Can't wear anyone unless I'm attending something. If I don't dress like this, all my sponsors fall into bidding wars every time I leave the house. Does it stress you, all that attention? Stress is bad for your skin, right? They say mine's flawless. Can't argue with that. So do you have a skincare routine? Any tips you'd like to share? Be a little bratty, act a little spoiled, keeps you young. And how old are you exactly? Everyone's dying to know. 18 to 29, now and forever. Don't get stuck on a cliffhanger like that. Hurry, log in below so you can read the rest. Quickly, time is running out. Well, ever how old she is or isn't, Luxury's got one hell of a mind for business. Might do her more good than that face in the end. Maybe. It's one hell of a face. In the meantime, she's... trapped being in a rock-down hard place. If she steps out of line, her sponsors will bleed each other dry in bidding wars for Rojorb's limited real estate. So skin off her back. She's already got more money than she could ever spend. But corporations can't afford to not keep growing. So they never reach a point where they can afford to lose. If she's smart enough to take advantage of that, good for her. Okay, yeah. That's him alright. Oh no, he's hot. Looks like he's killing time before his sets tonight. Are you unsure how to proceed, Adonai? I'm sure that you need to hang back. That's for me, I'll... play it cool. Hey there. Hey. Some sick beats out there on the floor, right? Sick beats? Yeah. Or whatever, man. The hell, are you a fucking cop or something? Oh, I lost money. I lost money for being a fucking cop. Or for looking like a cop. I tried to play it cool and I didn't know how to play it cool. Are you a fucking cop or something? This isn't a cop bar. And you aren't really dressed like a cop. Goddamn, you're media, aren't you? Fucking vultures, man. I just lost more. Perhaps I should start over. My name is Morgan. I was David's friend. I'm currently his lawyer. Can we talk? Not here. Thanks, Isaac. Don't thank me yet. I might just sit here, shut my mouth, and stick you with my tab. So what kind of lawyer are you? What kind of friend? I'm his defense attorney. Think you missed the bus on that then, yeah? I'm a friend that needs to know what happened yesterday. Doesn't everyone? Try somewhere else, friendly lawyer. I haven't seen him in weeks. You might not have seen him, but we both know that you spoke with him over the phone yesterday. Only a short time before he died. How the hell? Isaac, it's pretty obvious that you don't want this particular spotlight to linger on you any longer than necessary, so why don't we cut to the chase? No lies, no playing coy. Fine. Sarah. Yes, Adonai? The hell? Is that thing transmitting? I am not streaming any data, no. Porter doesn't seem to recognize Sarah either. One more person David was keeping secrets from. I need to record everything for the court. Fine. You two were together, is that correct? We were together. I ended it. Ooh, David was gay? Or bisexual? That's cool. Everyone's pretty gay in all the games I keep playing. I like that coincidence. We were together. I ended it. Yesterday. Care to elaborate? On our entire relationship? Look, you can tell me everything once and I can get it on the record. Or you can hear the same questions over and over again from 1,000 different cops and Megs for the next 3 months. We met in a bar. I had seen him come in a few times, each time with someone else. Each time talking with his mouth, but not looking with his eyes. It ticked me off. Scribbling on napkins and then his single gin and tonic sweat onto the table for 2 hours. His dates would all go to the bathroom or take a call and slip out the back. One of them didn't make it 10 minutes. And he'd still sit there the rest of the night, unfazed. Couldn't tell if he was oblivious or stupid or shameless or the most confident man in the world. And he ticked me off. One night, things were slow and my set had been canceled and his date hadn't even bothered to think of an excuse before bailing, so I asked him why he'd insisted on coming there night after night. Just to ignore vapid people he wasn't interested in at a shitty bar with drinks he didn't like. And he just said, "Because I like your music." Man, did that tick me off. It was cute early on. Him being so passionate about work I could barely pretend to understand. And I like that we gave each other space, you know. I love Porter's design too, Sam. He's pretty cool looking. Felt like we were being mature or whatever. Until there was no until. No one day where everything turned sour. But at some point I started to understand where his priorities were and how I ranked in them. Like I said, he was passionate about his work. I just wrongly assumed that he would also be that passionate about me at some point. So I pulled away a little, wanted to see if he'd notice, if he'd miss me. Testing him, like that is the biggest red flag in the world. He never budged. I could ignore him for days and he wouldn't be the least bit ashamed to see me. If I picked a fight, he'd never get angry or upset. He'd just apologize. He didn't want to fight with me. Guess he was never invested enough to bother. It was my mistake. I watched him sit there all those nights not giving a shit when people walked away, and still I had this stupid idea that somehow, for whatever reason, that I would be different. That I would be special. But I wasn't, so I ended it. Last night, I called him. Didn't expect him to pick up. I had everything prepared to leave a message with an assistant or an ad or whatever. But he answered. First ring. Without hesitation, shame, or awkwardness. And that ticked me off. So I told him exactly how valued he had made me feel the past few months. I told him exactly how insignificant I felt as the boyfriend of the illustrious Dr. David Asher. And what did he say? He apologized. And then he asked me if that was all I called to tell him. Okay. Oof. I hung up after that. Tell Liam that he would really, really enjoy it. It's one of the most visually appealing visual novels that I've played in a really long time. Spent the rest of the night wrapped in warm disdain for him and his coldness. He had made that easy for me. I went to sleep hurt, but clean, ready for something new. And then this morning I wake up to see that my ex killed himself not 2 hours after he let me walk out of his life without so much as a don't. What the hell, man? What the hell, David? And now you're just the tip of the iceberg of lawyers and reporters and buzzards. Parasites who want to hear about the man who sent David Asher over the edge. I never wanted to be his last lifeline or the straw that broke his back. I just wanted to be his goddamn boyfriend. Turns out that was asking for too much. It's yet to be determined whether David committed suicide. You serious? I don't have all of the facts. And you do? Any one of them point to anything else? Thought so. Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to it. That's it? No summons? The court has no need for you to retell a sad story like that. The court, huh? Sorry to bother you at work. Sarah, let's go. Your discography is very impressive. Yeah, thanks. And your range is remarkable. So it pained me to see that all of your works in the last quarter have been so melancholy. I think. Well, what the hell would you know about any of that? What's the matter? Can't find the words? Need to steal them from somewhere first, butcher them before shitting them back out? I was not trained on any data sets that... Nah, pardon me. My mistake, really. Not your fault, you're only standing here because some rich prick nerds were allowed to rob the world blind for most of the century. Sarah, we're leaving. What the hell was that about? He was under the false impression that I was programmed using a massive automated learning model in early 21st century. Not that. Why'd you talk to him? I wanted to. I just felt that I should say something to him. Yeah. Just put it in the microwave. A word of advice. People don't want comfort from strangers, especially when they're androids. They want it from the people they want it from. I'm a bit jaded too, Sam, but Cyberpunk has made me a little bit, not like AI friendly, but like, definitely not AI friendly, but like I do see the humanity in robots, or at least in the way robots are portrayed at times. They want it from people, they want it from the people they want it from. Coming from anywhere else, it's just corn syrup on a parched tongue. Doesn't matter how sweet it is, they'll just start gagging. You know a lot about people, don't you, Adonai? Compared to you, I'm a goddamn savant. Come on, there's not much time left. Is there still somewhere you want to investigate? Somewhere I need to return to, actually. Porter was right. As things stand, I don't have any evidence that could establish an alternative interpretation of the facts. But if there did exist hard evidence that could prove his death wasn't a suicide, there's only one place I could find it at this point. 5:16 p.m., July 1st, 2086. Noble Employee Housing Building. Platea. Penthouse basement. The basement. We're back here. Okay. You sure you don't want another look at the crime scene? Sam, can you get down for a bit? Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. You're such a sweet cat. I'm all out of time. Gotta approach this from the other angle. The other angle? You know, inductive versus deductive, flip the chessboard and all that. Haven't you ever read a mystery novel? I've seen mystery films. Let's see if you paid any attention then. Hey, Sam. I know Liam has, but did you ever watch Knives Out? Do you like a whodunit? Yeah, y'all have a Clue poster. Are you a whodunit fan? What killed David Asher? Poison. 10 points. Nice, Sam, nice. I only got to see the first one. I didn't see Glass Onion or Wake Up Dead Man. I'm surprised that I just got the names of those movies off the top of my head, because I don't think about them at all. But I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed Knives Out. And there's a magic set that is clue. They've got two magic products that are murder mystery themed. And I've actually showed you both those products in store, Sam. I think so. In that one store that sold us all that bulk, they had what is called Ravnica Clue Edition, and then they have an entire set called Murders at Markov Manor. Well, that's good, Sam. I'll definitely look those up. I'll definitely give them a try at some point. 10 points. There's a point system? Now, how did that poison get into his bloodstream? He must have ingested it orally. And how do we know that? The medical examiner found no injection marks or wounds. And if he had inhaled it, what? Leave the whys to someone who actually understands them. I won't be able to understand anything if I don't practice. Practice by answering my question. I suppose it's possible, but highly unlikely. We would have found a delivery system for it in the building, like an inhaler. Right, an airborne poison is either shoved into your face or sprayed over a wide area, and no one around David has shown any kind of symptoms. So all we're left is oral intake, eliminating the impossible. What next, Adonai? Jung's corroborated statement was that David didn't exhibit any irregular symptoms or behavior until he started drinking that night. And the police didn't find anything unusual in any of the food or drink in his home, except for his cup. The results were inconclusive. Jung was drinking from the same bottle and the same type of cup, but she didn't get sick. We have to conclude then that David's cup alone was poisoned. That all seems logical and consistent with the police's theory of suicide. So why are we down here? Minus 10 points. Back to 0? David left the parlor and came back with whiskey and 2 cups. Jung told us as much, and apparently the cameras upstairs support her story. So we have to conclude then that he got them from both of the... So we have to conclude then that he got them both from this bar. Better, 5 points. Did he also get the poison from the cabinet? The police have been in here since we left. According to their ARCS file, they didn't find anything that matches that poison down here. So the poison somehow went straight into his drinking cup then. I need to flip this around again. But if you turn something 360 degrees, you're just back to... If I were the prosecution, what would I want more than anything? Proof that David knowingly added the poison himself. He wouldn't do that. And you can make that claim because there's no video evidence to contradict you. How long was David off camera? From 7:36 to 7:40, where he left the parlor to get liquor from this bar. So if we had David on camera for those 4 minutes and he didn't poison himself in that time, he would have a perfect alibi for the crime, proving his innocence. But Adonai, we don't have footage of that. There are no security cameras down here. I think there are. What do you mean? Hey, baby. This whole building is coated head to toe in penumbra security systems, courtesy of Noble. Every console, every corner, every Android on every floor, it's all plugged into penumbra. Except that. That panel is manufactured by Cotter Security Systems. Why would David put a console for a different security system in exactly one corner of his penthouse? I've never given it much thought. Well, it's been bothering me all day. But my curiosity alone can't scale a 64-digit wall. You mean signal hijacking or whatever you want to call it? Have you tried it before? It is illegal and unnecessary. Father would not. He would not have installed hidden cameras in his own home. At the end of the day, I can't make you do anything. Well, actually, I probably can now that you're registered to me. But aren't you the one who wanted to prove his innocence? Eliminate the impossible. I will need your express verbal command. Not like David can press charges against us at this point. Do it. Did you really need me to say that? For the purpose of record keeping, yes. I've gone past the 64-digit code, and I've found cameras. There are a number of them embedded in the room's walls and ceilings. As you theorize, they're on a separate network from the rest of the building. Where are they feeding to, if not the penumbra system? Behind my hibernation unit. A false wall in the back of a safe. I don't understand. Why would Father possibly have a hidden system of cameras inside his own home? Beats me. He was brilliant and more than a little odd. Throw in a little money and odd becomes eccentric. I see. I think. Shit. I don't. The hell was he thinking? What was he afraid of? Why didn't he come to me for... Time short. Gather facts now and leave the computation for later. Salem, you're like in my face, baby. She is demanding kisses. Do you see her? She's like in my face. What did David even do with all this equipment? Dry his laundry? What makes you so sure he wasn't exercising? Did you ever see him use any of this crap? No, but he must have used the weights when I wasn't looking, since he promised me that he'd take better care of his health. Sarah, these weights are all maxed out. David couldn't put the numbers up like these even if he was piloting a frame. Don't be so sure, Adonai. Pardon? The following is a true story based on primary sources who were present for the event and its aftermath. Copenhagen, 1981, 8:10 a.m. local time. Yeah, she's just staring at me, Sam. She's literally just like staring at me. And like licking my boob. Alright, I just got nose kisses. A towering man with the musculature of a world-class professional rugby player enters the Global Donk Bank on Friedrichsburg Lane. He explains to the bank teller that he has a bomb in his suitcase and that he wants his gym bag filled with unmarked bills. A security guard approaches him from behind with a nightstick and swings. But the man simply catches the weapon and bends it into a twisted knot with his massive dinner plate-sized hands. When asked to describe the suspect to the police afterwards, the teller had only this to say. The man was all muscle. The rest of the bank heist proceeds without incident, and the man exits the building just as police arrive on the scene when suddenly his suitcase explodes. But it's just a smoke screen. Local officers quickly recognize the ploy and rush towards the door, grabbing each of the hostages as they flee while desperately searching for the perpetrator. What they find instead is a diminutive, frail, sheepish young man, barely 160 centimeters tall, holding a gym bag full of money with no recollection of how he got there. Renowned psychologist and trained hypnotist Dr. Werner Kurtzer wrote the following in his diagnosis. Acute dissociative identity disorder. They really are, Sam. I love girl kitties so much. They're just absolute sweethearts. That's right, the man had a split personality. And so great was the disparity between his two halves that when they switched control, he physically changed, becoming taller, bulkier, and capable of previously unthinkable feats of strength. So be careful what you say of a man like Father can't do just because of how he looks on the outside. Sarah, every single word you just said was false. Huh? Don't believe everything you read on the net. What's the story with this anyway? Some kind of fault in the foundation? I don't know. I've never noticed that crack before. Might want to get those eyes checked. There's nothing wrong with my vision. This crack just must have been created during my most recent hibernation. How? Did David drop a weight a bunch of times over and over in the same spot? Keep thinking they're peppermints, that's cute. The liquor cabinet this mystery hinges on. The police have been through it all by now, and they didn't find foreign contents in any of the spirits. No poison to be found here. Well, not that kind of poison anyway. In which case, can I make you anything? Well, if you're offering, I'll have... Sorry. You're way underage, aren't you? 2 years old or whatever? Technically. Took that one a lot worse than I expected. Cheer up, maybe you'll find a mocktail if you climb to the top of the ladder. This is a rolling ladder. A rolling ladder. A kind of step ladder, not a ladder. What? Remember, a ladder extends, but a step ladder folds out. And? It's important to know the distinction. I bet my life savings that this subject will never come up again, ever. Have I looked at everything? A million bells? Damn, Sam. He is fucking ya. So is this the original? So is that the original? It was appraised and confirmed to be genuine. At least he didn't get ripped off. I'm a Philistine when it comes to this kind of stuff. What does an android see? I see a meeting. Or perhaps an encounter? Two apex forces of nature, two kings of the forest, the stag and the tiger. I think. Great, I'm officially less cultured than the robot. Alright, let's refocus here. So there's some kind of hidden door behind your bunk bed, huh? Essentially, though a bunk bed would imply a second or third. How do we open it? One moment. I see. Got it open already? I cannot open this door. Why? It is a Tithy's basic stertiture. That anti-hack feature in the name is real. It's a closed system, Adonai. The hell am I supposed to do now? Strange. There was a if-then toggle enabled in the security parameters. I don't follow. When Father last adjusted the settings here, he made it so the door would never open so long as I was hibernating. And he made it so that I was the only one who could wake her up. Meaning this is a door that only I can open? It'll be a 6-character password, some combination of numbers or letters. Did you and Father have an influential moments in your life that revolved around a 6-letter word? Nothing comes to mind. Is there a code word that he knew only I could learn? It's opening. What was the password, Adonai? You'd never guess.